Are we live yet? All right, I think we're live, Jeremy. So,
Hey, wait, we
three.
are?
Yeah. Oh shoot, we're already live. Hey guys, this is Utechpia, and we're in collaboration with Pixel today. My name is David. This is Jeremy over here. We are I talked to you guys about Luminar 4. We've released a couple of videos about Luminar 4 tutorials. Check that out on our YouTube channel at Pixel we got a lot of great stuff there. But since we posted that video, a lot of people are interested in buying the software. But as it's a great software, there's still questions. So people are asking us questions before they buy. And we wanted to make a video to address all the questions and answer them the best we can. So we picked 10 of the questions that we got asked the most and made this video about those 10 questions. But since it's a live stream, we recommend that you guys ask questions right now. So feel free to ask questions anytime. Right now there's no questions, so we'll go with our 10 questions, but feel free to ask questions anytime about what we're talking about, or just ask your question that's totally different. As long as it's about photography and it's about Luminar 4, we'll be happy to answer it for you guys. The reason why Jeremy is here is because he's an ambassador for Luminar, and he knows this software really well. He's been using it for several years now, and he's a graphics artist by nature. He's a photographer for 15 years using graphics to enhance his photography, and he loves Luminar.
Hi guys, I'm Jeremy. I'm an ambassador for Luminar as well. I'm an ex-photographer for Fujifilm. So yeah, I've been around.
He knows his stuff. He's modest, but he knows a lot. He's used this day in, day out. He knows all the tricks about it. So I'm really impressed by just using the software myself. But when he showed me some of the stuff he's done with it, blows my mind, because he goes through the advanced menus and he knows how to like save looks and save lux and applies them to all the photos. He does a lot of cool stuff. So there's gonna be more tutorial.
I've been doing manual retouching with Photoshop.
Yes.
For the longest time. I'm stubborn on, full manual. And I tried a lot of them plugin and software before, and to be honest, none of those really impressed me because, can't do what I wanted to do until I encountered Luminar. At first, I thought AI is going to replace me. I was kind of skeptical about that, but then, once I get into deeper understanding software and I realized how amazing it is.
So, it is pretty amazing.
And here's some of the questions that people have confusions about, and I think we were trying to clear out the cloud here with this video.
Cool. Ryan, so actually before we start, I know I didn't go through this with you ahead of time, Jeremy, but I'm just going to play a quick video to let people know what Luminar is all about, because I realize we're doing question and answer, but like some people might be on here and they don't know what Luminar is. So let me jump to a screen here and share my screen. So if we do something like this, there we go.
Oh,
so
I like that. I don't like to see myself like big face. This is more
hey, don't worry about it. You look good, man. All right, so this is Luminar's website. If you guys go to skylum.com, Luminar is their main product, and Luminar 4 is here. You just scroll. Let's go to the product page, and pretty much I'll let you guys watch this video.
Not yet.
Play. Stuff always happens on the live stream, right? There we go. So let me turn off the audio.
You still have to click on the play button, right?
Yes, Jeremy. So this is Luminar 4. You see that moon? It wasn't there before. It's an object you add in. You see those skies? You can adjust and change the sky. Yeah, look at that. Look at those skies. You can change skin, retouch portraits at a click of a button, changing sliders. It does all this. You add light source, just amazing stuff. And then you have all these Lux files you can bring in, and you can just preview them just by sliding over. You have an instant before and after. Just easily enhance stuff with AI, and like Jeremy says, artificial intelligence. You see all this, all these features, and so much more. It's all within Luminar 4. And it's a cheap software too. It's under $100, link right below. And it can be used as a standalone software, which means you don't need to have any other software to use with it. Or it can be used as a plugin, right, Jeremy?
You can imagine. You actually own the software. You're not subscribing to the software.
That's
right. That's a huge difference. You own it.
Right. Yes, for the small price, link down below, you actually own the software for as long as you want to use it, right? Versus Photoshop, where or any of the Adobe Suite, for example. Now we're all subscription based, right? It costs a lot of money the longer you use it. In the beginning, well, okay, I'll go back in time when I first bought Photoshop. I think it was like $600-800. I can't remember right now, which is a huge sum of money, and a lot of people can't buy it. So the subscription model is great because it lets you get into buying software for like $30 a month. You can use Lightroom and Photoshop to full limitation, but here's the catch: it adds up. Because after 2 months, now you're paying $60. After 3 months, that's $90. After a year, that's over $300. After 2 years, that's over $600. So if I buy the software once for $600, it will be more cost effective than if I were to buy the subscription for 3 years. So that's Photoshop, and that's how every software is. But Luminar is not like that. You pay one time, the low cost with the link right down below, and you have it for as long as Luminar. As long as you want. Luminar will always, you don't even need to connect to Luminar, right? Your software is on your computer, and Luminar will always let you download and use it. So that one price, use for as long as you want. Right, Jeremy?
I feel like Luminar 4 is worthy to just own it because at the technology advance right now, what Luminar 4 can do can last for years.
Yes.
Like with all the AI technology and all that, face retouching, sky replacement, exposures, AI assist, AI enhance, all that can last for years because they have enough data in there in the AI to help you retouch your picture in the next 10 years, I would say. You know, have you seen like, I think a couple months ago or last month, I forgot. Photoshop was having their anniversaries, and a lot of Photoshop guru is actually using the old Photoshop like 5.0 old ones to retouch pictures. You see some of those, they could actually retouch a picture with the old version of Photoshop.
Of course.
You know what that means? Mean that a software, basically, if you don't use it and it's enough for you, for your workflow, you can use it for 10 years, 20 years.
Of course.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So, to be honest, when Adobe first, I don't know what they named, sorry, I shouldn't. But when they changed their to subscription base, I wasn't too happy about it.
Yes.
But I was like being a full-time photographer and I'm making money with it. So that's kind of like expense. It's fine. But to a lot of people, they still not like happy about how it become a subscription base rather like, you know, a base price. And when I talked to Luminar when they developed the softwares, they said, no, we're not doing, are you doing subscriptions? I said, no, we're not. We're doing we're selling the software as is. So, okay, that is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Let's go back to the basic is I pay something, I own something.
Yes. And
so I like that concept. I really like they think from the consumer's point of view, thinking about it. So I really like how they approach.
Right, and you know, they can easily go to the subscription model. For example, I would say if Luminar was to go to a subscription model, say it's like, I don't know, $10 a month, and that's cheap. They probably would do it like $20 a month. But say if they do it for $10 a month, right? Just think, okay, fine, first month $10, second month $20, but in 1 year that's already $120. And the price that you buy it for one price down below, that's one time, and you can use it for as long as you want, which is that equates to cheaper than $10 a month. Right? And then if you use it for 2 years, that's cheaper than $5 a month. If you use it for 3 years, it's cheaper than $2.50 per month. If you use it for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, then it's like $1 a month if you use it for 10 years, right? It gets really cheap.
This is up to Luminar's Skylum. It's not for us.
Yeah. Well, no, we're saying like if they were to do it as a subscription model, right? It would sound great in the beginning, but if they do that, I would say that's a con if they decide to ever go subscription, because it's definitely going to be more expensive than buying it outright. So right now,
wait,
it's the best time to do it.
How much is software right now? You look down there. How much is the software?
It's under $100. It's quite a bit under $100. Yeah.
So if you purchase software, you retouch a photo. If you enter a photo in a competition, you win the prize. It's worth it. You book like a family session or some kind of wedding.
Yeah.
You use that one software. You book that way.
Yes.
Money's back.
Exactly. And let me ask you this, Jeremy. How much do you sell one print when you have a client?
From $100 to $200.
Right. So with that one purchase of a software, not only do you immediately be able to sell a print because you saw the demo. This software can make magic. Like a photo is like 10 times better just by opening the software and using the automatic preset. So you use it once, you not only made your money back, you already made $100 too because you saved the time. The software is amazing. But if you guys want to see more demos and tutorials how to use the software, check out our other videos too. But we're going to go ahead and jump into some of the questions.
Yeah, let's
cool.
go for that.
Let's do it. So, first question. So, how many devices can you install Luminar 4 on? Right? Because it's a software that you download and you can use forever. But does that mean I can install it on my laptop and then my work computer and then my brother's computer and my sister's computer, my wife's computer? Well, there's a limit to that. And I believe it's 2. Is that right, Jeremy? You can install it on 2?
So for the modern days right now, people either work from home or they have an office or they even more have like multiple computers. So Luminar 4, when you purchase and activate it, they actually give you 2 activations. You can use 2 different devices.
Right, I remember that
You can work at home or you can work in multiple computers. For me, I have a desktop and I have a laptop. So when I'm on the road, it will be adding on my laptop, obviously. And when I'm at home, I can work on my desktop. So 2 activations.
So what if you buy a new laptop? Do you have to buy another software? Because then now you need another activation, right?
You have an account in Skylum.com. And you can always go in and manage your account, like removing the license from one device and put it on a new one. If you don't want to remove that or you purchase a new computer, you could pay a small fee to add more seat onto your license so you can install even more multiple device.
Oh, that's actually a little trick that no one publicized. But like for example, if you have like a couple people in your household that wants to use Luminar 4, I don't know if technically this is allowed, but if they would allow you to add seats,
I am not answering that question.
Okay, we're not answering that question. But it sounds like Luminar is very flexible, and I remembered how activation works now because when I signed up for a Luminar 4 the first time, right, I activated on my computer, and then when I went onto the website, I saw my computer was activated. So that if I wanted to activate my laptop, I just went ahead and activated my laptop too, and it works. But I guess because there's only 2 activations, but I bet you if I wanted to activate like another laptop, it's gonna say no, there's already 2 activation. So then what I would do is I would go on Luminar's website, log into my account, deactivate one of the 2 other computers, and then use my new laptop and activate again. So makes sense? Short answer is 2 activations, and it's very flexible. You buy new equipment, you can deactivate the old one, activate the new one, and if you need more than 2, you could contact them at their website for an upgrade to your subscription. Yes?
Yeah, call them if you have questions, because I have a lot of students and friends who have questions. Calling them, I don't know why. They just like to give out discount because they sell other packages too. They give out discount so that you can purchase more. I mean, it's win-win for both. You save money, and then you could play with like more of their cool stuff. So if you call the customer service, most of the time they give you discounts. So give them a call if you want.
Right. But if for your convenience, always click on the link down below and you can download it and use it right away.
No, you have to purchase first. I'm not going to talk to you unless you actually have the software. How they serve you? You don't even own the product, become the customer.
It's such a small price to be part of the Luminar 4 family. Like, do it before they go to subscription model. If they ever do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you regret buying something when they decide to grandfather in something and not have it in the future. What I mean, like for example, right now we buy it and we own it. It's only like under $100, but now if they ever go to subscription model and anybody that wants to buy the one-time purchase, well, too bad, you can't because only the grandfathered in people have it. So it's like precious now. Like you're the only one that can have it, and it's such a good deal because no one else can ever get that price anymore. But for now, everyone can buy it at one price. Link down below. And you can install it to 2 computers. And if you want to add new computers, you can contact them and they'll add seats for you. And if you want to replace one of the other ones, we can replace them.
That's not on us.
Yes. So that answers question number 1, which is one of the most popular questions is how many devices can I install Luminar 4 on? So if you guys have any questions, let us know, but that's pretty clear. All right. So next question is, does it handle RAW? And RAW files are the files that come straight out of the camera with the professional cameras with like a lot of information, right? And if you don't know what RAW is, don't worry about it. If you do know what RAW is, know that Luminar 4 does handle RAW and it handles it really well. Am I right, Jeremy?
Yes. They have a team who specialize working with all this camera company to make sure they maintain the newest RAW file. If you know how they always come with new cameras, and new camera has new camera specs, so they have updates about that. I believe they have a link. If you want to search if your camera RAW file is supported by Luminar, I believe in their website they have a link that you could click into, and it will list all the camera RAW that they support. And
yes.
Last time I checked, it's pretty updated. Like all the cameras that currently on the market right now, they support. So I'm not going to stress about it. And they have a team who actually maintain and make sure it's updated.
Yes.
As constant as possible.
Yeah, and as far as I know, Luminar is really up to date with stuff, and that's one of the nice thing about buying the software too. Although it's a one-time purchase, but because you buy it, now you are eligible for all the updates. As long as it's not like Luminar 5, as long as it's still Luminar 4, and I'm sure they're gonna hold it for a while. Like Luminar 4.1, 4.2, we're at 4.2 now, so they might have a 4.3, 4.4, 4.5 as new cameras.
Oh yeah,
come
I think
out,
you forgot to mention one thing
version.
is if the software has update, it's free update.
Yes. Yeah, you one-time price for free updates.
The software came out is just Luminar 4.
Yes.
Right now it's 4.2, which they have not just bug fixing, but they have new features.
Yes.
For the software. So
yes.
If you purchase it, you will able to enjoy those free updates with the new features eventually.
Yes, absolutely. And just to touch bases on the question that we just answered, the question was, does it handle RAW file? So absolutely it can. But one thing to be conscious about is if you buy a new camera, like something really hot off the press, for example, like the Canon R5 that's gonna come out, if you buy it on launch day, you might not be able to use the RAW files right away. But the workaround for that is there's Adobe DNG converter. They usually can convert the RAWs to DNG files, and DNG files are always universally accepted as RAW files on any platform. So that definitely works, and you don't lose any quality when you convert it to DNG files. But you probably don't even need to do that because I'm sure by the time the camera comes out, I'm sure Luminar will have an update and you can use the RAWs directly. So, again, there's always a list online for that, and if you want, you can always go on Luminar's website. There's forums and communities for you to talk to other people. Yeah, so does it handle RAW? Yes, it does.
Yes.
All right. Next question. So what are the system requirements for Luminar 4? And I've always made fun of Jeremy, and he knows I'm going to talk about this right now, in that Jeremy's computer is over 6 years old, and it handles Luminar 4 just fine, although just a tiny bit sluggish, but it still works great. So any modern computer, he's shaking his head, because he's going to upgrade soon. Any modern computer will handle
my answer
fine.
to that is, as long as you purchase your laptop or computer within the last, I would say 5 years, you're good.
Pretty much. And technically, these are the specs you see on the screen right now. You can pause the video and take a screenshot if you want, but like Jeremy says, these are pretty low specs. So if a 7-year-old computer can handle it, any modern day computer.
Guy, so I'm not going to talk about the Mac side. You can talk about the Mac side, but just look at the Windows side. Yeah. Even Windows 7 works. Come on.
Right. Right. I mean, these are like 8 gigs of RAM. These are very standard things. Like these laptops have this kind of performance.
Now, there's a little difference on the performance side. I don't know much about the Mac because I don't use Mac anymore. Because you know why? I'm a Microsoft sponsor photographer, so I use Windows. Anyway, on the Windows side, they do recommend that put your software, and not your software, put your catalog you created onto an SSD drive. That will enhance the performance by a whole lot.
Oh yeah, that's actually a super good tip. A super good tip. Yes,
because the internal processing for Luminar is the software itself is one part, and the catalog contain all that photos, the adjustment that you're working on. That include the AI preset and include the textures and the looks and the skies, all that. So if you put those onto SSD drive and then for Luminar software to access it, it's much faster than, it will save a lot of loading time. Yeah. Because it just do so much with the images. It's not like how some of the software just basically do basic retouch. It does so much. So it does require a little bit more. But the way they set it up that it's actually quite handy for a lot of computer to handle. So it's not too big a problem.
Yeah, because Luminar 4 really digs into the pixel and does analysis on the pixel. So there's like a cache file that it has to kind of analyze all the pixels, determine, okay, if this is a face, if this is a building, if this is a sky, and analyze it and process it. So does require a lot. I didn't think about putting the catalog on an SSD because for Macs, most computers only have one drive and it's an SSD. So you're pretty much set. But for PCs, sometimes they have like a typical mechanical drive and then you have a smaller portion to be an SSD. So in that case, definitely move your catalog file to the SSD for the best optimized performance. But if you're on a Mac and you only have one drive and that one drive happens to be an SSD, don't even worry about it. Jeremy, comment doesn't make sense to you.
Even though mine is a 66 years old drive, my main drive is SSD.
Ooh,
so it's fast.
Okay. All right. Good job, 7-year-old computer. All right.
6.
Are you sure 6? I mean, you've been saying 6 for the past 4 months. By now, I think we're closer to 7.
Okay, fine. 7.
All right. Next question. Can we use Luminar 4 as a plugin or as an extension? And I think I kind of gave this away already in the very beginning of the video when I say that the software you can buy in one price, one purchase. It comes with the standalone as well as plugin varieties. So obviously the answer is yes, right? You can use it as a standalone and you can use it as a plugin, all with the one purchase that you make. So Jeremy, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, yes, you can. See, like you said, yes, you can.
Yes, you absolutely
Luminar
can.
4 can work with all this software as a plugin.
Yes.
Adobe Photoshop,
Yes.
Adobe Lightroom Classics,
Yes.
Adobe Photoshop Elements, the simple versions,
The cheaper
and
version of
Photos
Photoshop.
for the Mac OS and Apple Aperture. All this can set up Luminar 4 as a plugin. When I first tried out Luminar, because I've been working with Photoshop for like the past 15, 20 years, it's hard for someone who's been, trying to change the workflow. But the good thing is if you're able to make a software into a plugin, it's actually enhancing the workflow rather than changing workflow. I think that's a plus on almost like every aspect of it.
Yes.
And also it's actually the full program itself. It has crop, it has stem retouch, it has everything it needs as a standalone program. So it could be both if you wanted to.
Yeah, in fact, for some people that, for example, if you're an iPhone user or a cell phone user, you take the majority of your photo, you probably don't have Lightroom or you don't have Photoshop, which are the bigger ones that you can use as a plugin. But you don't need it because it gives you the features as a standalone that's even better than Lightroom. So you could just get your photos that you take from your cell phone, put it into the standalone version of Luminar 4, and be able to edit and create amazing effect that will blow the socks out of all your friends and family with just a couple of clicks. In fact, you don't even need to click anything. You just load the picture into the software, and the default AI auto-tuning will do magic for you. And then you can play around with it to get it even better, to customize it to your exact way. So yeah, the standalone, I think it's a great sell by itself, right? Because that allows the software to be used by amateurs or even non-photographers, right? Because they don't have any software and they can just load the software right up, link below, just buy it, download it, open it, you're good to go. You don't need Photoshop, you don't need anything else. That's the one software you need, and it opens your file, whether it's a JPEG or RAW, handles it all. Jeremy, are you still with us? Uh-oh. Hang on. I think Jeremy froze on us. I gotta bring him in. Give me a second. Jeremy, can you use the previous link? Hold on. We are gonna see if we can bring Jeremy back in. Hey, Jeremy.
I'm back.
You're back.
It's a 6 years old computer problem.
See, there's a reason why I always get you for that, because this is why, Jeremy, we need to upgrade you to a computer. You're pretty much like a fish out of water. What happened?
Hey, don't see this Asian face, okay? I'm old, okay? I'm old school. Okay?
I'm not talking about the Asian face. I'm just saying that you froze. But welcome back. We're still live. We're still going. And yeah, we definitely can go on with the next question because yes, Luminar can be used as a as plugins like Photoshop and Lightroom and many others, or it can be used as a standalone. So let's go on to the next slide. Next question here. So how does AI work in Luminar? So what is AI? Do you guys know? Anybody? Well, AI stands for artificial intelligence, and that's using computer to pretty much take the grunt work out of things. And basically, like you saw in the demo, it can detect the sky, it can detect the eyes, it can detect the lips, and adjust accordingly. Actually, before you explain how it works, Jeremy, can I show a quick demo of some stuff?
Of course.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump back to their website. So this is Luminar's website. Again, just go to skylum.com and you go to Luminar. And we saw the first video here. So again, we can use it as a standalone and a plugin that we answered already. And it enables new objects in a click. We'll talk about that later, but here's an example of just replacing the sky. So we'll watch this to give you a good idea of what AI really does. So let's watch this trailer, and there we go. So AI sky replacement. Basically, you don't need to mask. You see how it did all that and changed the sky instantly? Well, basically it does it all automatically because it's artificial intelligence. You just load up the file and it knows what part of that picture is the sky and instantly changes the sky for you. It's so quick, so amazing, and in short, that's what AI does. So that's kind of a quick tutorial. Let me pass it back to Jeremy to explain in more detail.
So I'm pretty sure a lot of people have their cell phone apps in taking pictures, right? Like for example, Instagram, they have a lot of those, and they have a lot of different apps out there that can do similar thing of what Luminar 4 did. Right, they do automatic. Oh, have you played those snaps?
Oh, hang on one second.
Snapchat.
Can I interrupt you for one quick second? We got a question from one of our customers. Actually, Jerry G.
He's a friend.
He says, it's a friend. It's a friend of yours. Oh, you can actually see it, right, Jeremy? You can see the live stream questions?
No, but he basically messaged me.
Okay, yeah. So he says,
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, thanks for asking, or thanks for a comment. He says you can't actually call them. You can only do email contact.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay.
Ah, interesting.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm a different role. I'm directly.
Well, you're an ambassador. It's quite different. So, Jerry, thanks for putting things into perspective.
Thank you, Jerry.
Because we totally forgot that. So, very good fact. You cannot call them, but I'm sure their email customer service is really good. If you have problems with contacting them, let us know. We'll do our best to reach out. And
but now that they call, email, chat, text, it's pretty much on the same line.
Yeah, sometimes I actually prefer email because that way I can take a screenshot if I have something I want to show them. It's a little bit easier than calling and then having to explain something. So
most of the private sector company is fine with emails, except you want to deal with the government. I just call them.
Yeah, well, but this is Skylum we're talking about. So, yes, Jerry, great comment. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thanks for chiming in and letting us know.
Thank you, Jerry.
So, going back to what you were saying about like Snapchat and Instagram, you were saying something about AI, right?
So this is, I don't know how true this is. This is my analogy because like there's a lot of cell phone app does the AI thing already.
Yes.
But the only thing for AI is the processing time. When you're dealing with the cell phone resolution, the image is small enough that they can handle it. But Luminar 4 Skylum, they're actually able to make that whole AI thing into the high-res photography segments. And back then when you try to processing like maybe medium format or full frame raw image, it's gonna take forever, right?
Right.
Have you experienced those before?
I've done basic things to big files, and when I know that it takes
AI. AI itself is the calculation things.
Yes.
As you know about this.
Right.
When you have to calculate something, it takes time to process. Yes. They basically shorten that time.
Right.
So I believe there's people who try bringing those AI technology into the actual professional realm of photography because it just have so many pixels to deal with.
Right.
In itself, it's just short enough. You can send pictures like back and forth, Bluetooth, whatever is fine. The processing time is short. Well, if you have cell phone process that, right? I mean, try to imagine a full frame or a medium format picture processed in your cell phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But they actually enhanced their engine so much that they could actually do all that AI calculating with Luminar 4. And to be honest, that is amazing to me because I've seen how the whole digital processing genre from way beginning from my Photoshop 5.0 to now. I know all the difficulties within how they could build the software. And this software they built is really darn amazing, to be honest. With the AI, they basically able to tell the depth of field of the photo so they can identify the sky and the subject and the foreground so they could do selections and tiers and layers and masks for you. Now, that's amazing. I mean, you could go on YouTube and whatever and try to search how to mask, how to do all that, Even you know about the main bit, okay? When you actually have to do it, it still takes you a lot of time to do it. There's no shortcut.
Work. It's grunt work.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Grunt work. There's no shortcut. But here, it's not even a shortcut. It's a click.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like we always, like Jeremy, you and I always say, like this takes away the time that photographers have to do to get things done and free up all that time. So now they can be creative. Right? Now they can move sliders that have so much power behind them. You want to lighten the face? Slide the slider. You don't need to worry about masking the face to slide it. You want to lighten the background? Slide the background slider. It enhances the background. You want AI to intelligently pick what it thinks is the best? You slide the AI enhancement slider and it does what it thinks is the best and you can kind of control it, but it actually does a really good job. So AI is amazing. For
me, with all this year in the industry, now I might get burned for this, okay?
Oh no, Jeremy.
I will get burned. This is a statement that I will get burned.
Oh no.
A lot of people would love to get the image right in camera.
Yes.
Well, to me, there's a few reasons. One is there's like not struggle, but they truly firmly believe that photography is when you're holding the camera, taking a picture. That's photography.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we're in digital photography right now.
Yes.
And the second part is that they don't want to spend time on doing production on post work.
Yes.
So they try to get it right in camera.
Yes.
Now, the reason why they don't want to do that because there's a lot of things going on. But with Luminar 4 or the AI, which is basically if you click here and there, the so-called post work is not really grunt work as much. It's just like more like a decision and selections of how you want your picture to look like. That's a whole different ballgame.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? That's like enhancement. And the last part on the solution is that your audience out there and all your customers don't really care if you get the picture right in the camera or how much time you spend on the processing. It's the result. Yes. All they care is about the result. So if you have your vision about your photography, you know how to take a picture in the raw, and you know how you could retouch a picture and make the right decisions with the Luminar 4 and get that result.
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes it's even, you have to do this to please your customer. For example, we live in the Bay Area, and sometimes the fog in the Bay Area is totally unpredictable. So they imagine themselves in their pre-wedding outfit, in their wedding gowns, with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background, and clear as day, right? And or like a beautiful sunset at the beach in the Bay Area. But you go there, and everything is perfect except it's an overcast day. And there's no matter what you do on a day, you cannot blow those clouds away and bring the sun back out. So you take the pictures the best way you can, in camera the best you can, and then use Luminar 4 to replace that cloudy, dull sky into an amazing sunset, and it looks.
I do that all the time now.
Great. Yes. So yes, some people may say, well, now your picture is not real. It doesn't capture the real moment because it wasn't the actual day. But I would say 1% of people really care about that. I would say 99% would say, who cares? It looks great. This is the sunset I want. This is better than I imagined. And in the end, that's all that matters, because a picture captures excitement, it captures energy, captures the emotion between the people. So what if you place the sky? So yes, we probably will get burned from the purists that said, that wasn't the sky on the day of the shoot. But yeah, this is something the client wants. And before you can
this is
deliver
my take of it.
Yes.
I only create one-of-a-kind images for my clients. And I think the client deserves that, because we human beings, look at me and David, we're both Asian, but we look different. I mean, right? We are different. So
Yeah.
unless you're twins or triplet, you don't really look similar. We're all different. So
Yes.
my model of photography is if I'm capturing someone else's story,
Yeah.
every story should be different. If you look at some other photographers, like I don't want to go there. Let's
Cookie cutters, right? Cookie cutters.
For me, I want every single client's picture to look different.
Yes.
Let's say you bring up a good point going to Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, if you've never been and shooting within the Bay Area and go to Golden Gate Bridge, honestly, I have a lot of international clients coming to San Francisco just to have the Golden Gate Bridge and the sunset in the background.
Yes.
But so unfortunately, in San Francisco, you think it's a sunny place. It's not. San Francisco
Most
is not
of the day,
a sunny
it's
place.
not. Yeah.
Most of the day, it's just gloomy. The fall is all cover everything. So I have a lot of clients crying out because they can't able to finish the dream. But if I can't finish the dream, the point is to help them achieve the dream. If I can't do that in post-processing, no one help me play the sky. They don't care if the real sky. They just want to make sure that the Golden Gate Bridge sunset is there.
Yes.
That is the dream. We're, as photographers, yes, we're the capture the happy with someone. That's on wedding day. But on any other project, just like pre-wedding or engagement, you are trying to create, not capture. A lot of people miss that. The create part, you need to put it back into photography, not just capture. And with Luminar 4, it remove a lot of work so that photographer can create. And that's what I like about it.
Absolutely. I mean, you say a lot about these amazing photos that you take, Jeremy, but let me actually give the honor for showing some of Jeremy's professional photography work. Look at this. This is what Jeremy captures. Look at this. Amazing, beautiful shots, right? Beautiful. Using textures and using AI to enhance these graphics, using different filters. I mean, he pushes. Look at this sky here. Wasn't that sky?
That's a replacement. Right? That's a replacement.
Yes, and you turn up the punchiness using light efficiently. I mean, Jeremy is a master of photography, so these pictures are amazing by himself. But to the credit of Luminar 4, Jeremy did use, like this guy. This guy was replaced, yes. And that exactly is the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, I think, yeah, let's go back to that photo, because where is that one? Right before this one?
Way before.
Right before, yeah. Like this is the Golden Gate Bridge, and it never looks that good. Although in your mind, I'm sure everyone will think that's how San Francisco looks every day. I want to go there. I want to take these great photos.
This is what I had in mind. Because if you are there, you will never see sunset in reality, because the sunset is always golden.
Yes.
You never see this twilight purple sky.
Yes.
Because that's the sky at the time there won't ever allow that. To be honest, you will see that. But this is like surreal in a way. It's just really good.
It's beautiful. Like, okay, fine. 1% of the world, 1% of the population will say this does not look real, and that's probably not your client. And maybe if that's you, honestly, don't buy Luminar 4, because this is not. Well, you could still buy Luminar 4 for other effects, but you probably don't want to buy it for.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of
So
features.
sky replacement is one of the most popular reasons to buy it, just because it's so visually appealing, and 99% of the world loves it. But if you're not into the sky replacement, don't worry, because Luminar 4 has other stuff we'll talk about really quick. It's also AI stuff too. But the sky replacement is one of the best. So we'll finish off another 15 seconds. Just enjoy these beautiful, gorgeous photos by the photographer right next to me here. Look at this. And the sky was replaced there too. Another beautiful shot here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And you travel around the world to take these photos. That's like in Paris right there. Oh man, look at this, just gorgeous photos. So if a guy that takes amazing pictures like this has this kind of experience taking photos, speaking at WPPI
you got
and
it from my
everything.
slideshow.
Yeah. and if this guy is using Luminar 4 as a professional tool, and this tool is so affordable, there's no reason why you shouldn't use it. Right, Luminar is amazing. Like here's another thing. Since we're on Luminar's website again, I just want to demonstrate this, because Luminar's website just really helps you illustrate.
Oh, it's fun to browse
yeah,
around
so
the web.
this is after the effect, right? So let's turn off. the effect. So if you took a photo, this is what it looks like. And if you apply AI accent, right, it just accents everything. It uses AI to decide, okay, the foreground, which is the car, needs a little bit more contrast, needs a little bit more brightness to it, and then the sky in the background needs a little pop.
Yeah, it will identify the area need to be adjusted.
Yes.
If you see the sky didn't get blown out. I mean, if you do like normal robot adjustment on any other software, the sky will get blown out by bringing up the car.
Right. Because if you want to brighten the car, the sky is already bright. It will get more bright. But here, in one slider, it does exactly both. It actually adds more contrast and darkens the sky, and then brightens the car. So now you have a much more dynamic range.
And then the cool thing is, it knows exactly how much to brighten up.
Yeah, it's very tasteful. Like most AI software, people call it cheesy because the effect is overblown or very trendy or very tacky. This one, it's not. It's actually designed with artistic vision in mind. And even if you push the slider to the maximum, it might be just a tad more than what the typical norm is comfortable with, which is perfect because you don't want to push the bars all the way to the max. You want to push the max to see what you're really doing and just scale it down just a little bit so it's perfect. So it does an amazing job. So and then
do you know why? Because I know about other softwares that most software is built by engineer. No offense, okay.
You're looking at an engineer right here that builds software too.
To build it.
Yes.
But Luminar 4 works with a lot of photographers, like professional photographers and artists.
Yes.
To get it. I mean, I'm one of those who actually give input on how how far you should push the colors and all that. So they get the artistic point of view from the artist and the photographer rather than calculate by numbers.
That makes sense.
So that's why the AI accent itself has that taste within it.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Plus, they sample hundreds of thousands of photos, feeding it to the AI engine, so it knows what looks good, and it knows what's the sky, and what's the object, and what's the eyes, lips, nose. It from all this data, machine learning technology is used to the fullest extent. And then this last slider I want to show you guys. You see, you can apply AI sky enhancer. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
That's the end result. Again, the before.
It doesn't affect the car, just the sky.
Yes, before result, boom, affects both of them, but increase dynamic range. And then say the sky isn't good enough, you want to push it even one bit more, boom, look at that. And again, I'm using the website to demonstrate this, but literally on the software itself, it's as easy as two sliders. It's the same thing.
That's the same thing. I vouch for it.
Yeah, it's just a two slider. And we talked about like adjusting the sky, right? But I want to show you an example of where it actually does portrait work, because portrait is very important too. So let's see, how to make a perfect portrait. I think this one, either this one, or we can watch both. They're only a minute each. These videos are great. There's like 3 times 4. There's 12 1-minute videos. We'll watch 2 of them. Just check out this one.
Yeah, I'll watch this one.
Yeah, check out this one. This is really cool. So, fixing a portrait. Aha. Look at that. Simple.
They find a defect on the skin for you.
Yes. Look at that. It knows what's the skin defect. One click. Did you see that? Just AI skin defect removal. And then you can adjust the amount.
And all you have to make the decision is how much you want it.
And like these things, enhance the eyes, enhance the whitening of the eyes, you just slide the bar. Again, you don't need to mask. You don't need to say, this is the eye area, fix this. No, it knows where the eye is, and you just move the slider. And then you can have all these lux effects applied to it, and just, look at that, in an instant, you can change the before and after. Like, if a model comes to you in a photo shoot and says, I'm freaking out, let's reschedule. You're like, no, we can take amazing photos, and within seconds we can retouch it. Before the software, I would say this is a nightmare, and I would consider, hey, I would be happy to not charge any booking fees and even give you an extra bonus if you reschedule, because it would be easier for me, honestly, right? If there was no such software, because like skin condition like that, imagine if you have to edit like 150 photos like that, that would take forever, and it's very difficult. But with AI enhancement like this, you can actually fix it in one photo and apply it and save it as, is it called looks, right, Jeremy?
Yeah.
a look, and then you can apply the look as in a batch to all of the photos. And it's not a stupid application. Rather, when I say stupid, I would say kind of dumb. Like in Lightroom, if you have a preset. And
okay, you went in too far with my next question, so I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, we'll save it for later. We'll save it for later. But you saw what AI did to skin, right?
Yeah.
Let me show you one more video here. Again, this is about retouching portraits, and it's so amazing. It does it so well, and because it's so lightweight, you put in your laptop, you can travel and have this amazing results. Like you can travel, take pictures on your cell phone, put this on your computer, and instantly you can have amazing pictures that blow Instagram pictures away. Because look at that, you adjust the sky, you adjust the dynamic range. Look at that, it looks amazing when a few sliders can change. This is not exaggerating how easy it is to use the software at all, because these are the exact same sliders you have when you use the software, and the results look just like that.
Okay, so I have to say something about this. I'm not trying to bash any other software, but when I started with Photoshop, 5.0, 4.0, and then back then Lightroom was never introduced. And when Lightroom introduced, the reason is that they want to have a software which is easy to use. And also it become more efficient. Okay. But in order for that to happen, you know how powerful Photoshop is. Even back then with Photoshop 5.0, it's powerful, right? But it requires certain skill set to learn how to use it. One thing I never really touch base into Lightroom is the only one thing that I believe Lightroom do well is the image organizing and the management. That's one thing that it does good.
It's great for workflow.
Yeah, but in a term of retouching photos, Lightroom were never meant to do pixel editing. It's just working on a virtual surface image. Really basic retouch, okay? So, they kind of want to go in the film if it's easy to use, just sliders, right? Same thing, Lightroom sliders, right? But if you look at what Luminar did here, it's also sliders. But it went way beyond. It's actually doing what Photoshop can do.
Exactly. In a slider
That's
format.
When I first encountered when they introduced Luminar back then as free effects to me, it's like, I got, wow, like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. You want to be simple, but at the same time, you don't take away stuff from it. You keep it there, and you keep it simple. That's exactly what Luminar 4 did.
It's amazing. Yeah, you have so much power in the palm of your hand or at the click of a mouse and slider. You have all the power of Photoshop simply as that. Because Lightroom couldn't do it because, like you said, it's a global effect. Like you make one change, it affects the whole picture. But you need something with Photoshop to have mask so that you can change the effect on the face only, the eyes only, the lips only, and the background only. But then now, if you have all the feature of Photoshop, then it's typically not easy as a slider. But because now you have Luminar 4, it falls right between the easiness of Lightroom with the complexity and powerful capabilities of Photoshop. And still,
can I say something again that I might get burned again?
Sure.
By the whole industry.
Everyone's gonna burn you after this.
I will get burned by the whole industry, though.
Do you want to say this?
I don't mind.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, with Lightroom, basically it's limiting the creativity.
Ouch.
It became a production. What I mean by that is, so for the Lightroom preset, it's limited. You have to shoot the way it is to apply the presets in there when you do Lightroom. So when you actually have to shoot certain way in order to process certain way, that's limiting your creativity. Luminar 4 doesn't do that.
No.
The huge difference because of AI. Back with all the other Photoshop actions and Lightroom, they're all like a set numbers of exposures and colors at saturation that you apply to the image. Now, that set number might apply to one image. It might not perfectly fit on the second or third.
Or any other image, right? The day might change or your white balance might change.
The huge difference between Luminar's AI is that when you set a look, which is their preset, which I will talk about in the next couple questions, is that it calculates we calculate again on every single image to make sure it's adjustable and applied to that image alone. And that is what that's about.
And the results are consistent.
Efficiency and yet not losing any kind of quality. Have you ever tried buy like a whole bunch of preset from Lightroom and you try to apply it, and when you purchase it, it's like, oh, one click. But when you're actually using it, you're allowed to do a lot of adjustment to make it work. And
it never looks
by
as
the time
good.
you do the adjustment, the look is gone. The look that we promised was gone.
You broke the look.
Exactly.
You broke the look, but now you can't apply it to your other picture because if the light changes, the white balance changes, or if you change your lens, right, the picture will look different, and then the looks that you spent all your time to fine tuning that the preset is broken again. So presets don't really work, but with Luminar, you're using AI to apply how much effect to apply versus change this much, change this much. No, it's like how much AI to apply. And AI is reevaluated on each picture. So the results
what is sad for me is that I see a lot of photographers willing to sacrifice their creativity and just suit their photo that one way so that you can apply and process that way.
Yes.
Now, some say that I'm building a brand, but I call that killing creativity.
I agree. Yeah.
So I might get burned for this, but I don't care. I just want to say it.
Well, I mean, everyone has their own opinion on this, and you know, you can be a perfectionist photographer and do everything by the books. But if that's really what you want, that's great. But a lot of us have to earn a living, and we have to do things that capture people's attention. And what looks great for a lot of things, like blown out skies at weddings now, is trendy. And if you go back to photography 101, that picture is trash. But I have brides that come to me and say, I like this blown out look. I like this washed out look because this is trendy and it looks great. And I tell them, well, you're losing detail in the sky, you're losing detail in your dress. She's like, I don't care. I like this.
Well,
I will pay money.
That's why, because to me, I feel like wedding photography and photography are two separate elements, right?
Yes.
And, you know, I don't know how many people do believe in that. If you are a wedding photographer, you are a portrait photographer or any kind of photographer, you are doing this as a business. You must be at some point love photography before you get into.
Yes.
You don't think because photography make money and you get into the game. You actually love taking pictures, right?
Of course.
So at some point you have your passions in there. Now, to be honest, as a person living in current world right now, if you don't have passion and you keep living, then it's somewhat, I wouldn't say meaningless, but you will be missing something.
Yeah.
Right? Your first goal getting into photography business because you love photography, but at the same time, you're actually giving the photography away so that you could do business. It's kind of contradicting.
Yes.
So that's sad. That is just sad. So the cool thing is, I have a mentor, Scott Robert. He said one thing I always remember.
Yeah.
You can do business well. You could do photography well. You can do both at the same time. You don't have to just keep rising business and forget photography.
Yes.
You can do both at the same time. And so happen, now the cameras with all the technologies, live view, you know, if you look at the cameras down there right now, all that has live view.
Yes. Yeah.
So
we have like a couple cameras
better
on
pictures,
there.
right? You can take better pictures.
Yep.
With Luminar 4, you could easily process better pictures. So we have a tool to allow you to do both better at the same time. You know, when you're able to save time, not have to figure, the learning curve of photography is shorter now because the technology of camera is good.
Yes.
And now the post-processing part, you see how this is shorter. So what that means is that you have more time.
Yes.
You have more time to do your marketing, branding for your business.
Yes.
So you could do both your picture quality high and your business high.
I love it.
Why can't you do both?
You can. There's nothing stopping you.
You can now.
Yes.
You can totally do that now.
Exactly. Very, very good. I'm going to jump us back to the presentation so we can answer these questions. We're a little bit off topic here.
Well, this is what we do. We are off topic, guys.
You know, if you ever go to our YouTube channel, Pixel Stabbers, that's all we do. We keep stabbing each other, throwing different opinions, and this is great, this is not great, but here we want to talk about Luminar 4 and stick a little bit more closer to the script here.
Focus.
So,
Focus.
No worries. So let's see. Question number 6. All right, so can you use your own photos to replace the sky in Luminar 4? Because as you saw in all the demos we showed you, there's amazing sky, and all those skies are out of the box because you saw software, you have all those skies to choose from. But since to say, what if there's a sky that you want to use that's not in the list? Can you add your own? And a good example of this is like, say I go to San Francisco and one day out of the year, the sky is great, right? I take that one photo, I want to use that in all my photos because that's a real San Francisco sky. So next time if I take pictures at Golden Gate Bridge, I'm going to replace it with that real San Francisco sky. And people will say, okay, that's convincible because that's a real San Francisco sky. Can I use that photo in Luminar for other skies? There you go.
Yes, you can.
Answer is yes, you can. Jeremy?
So the cool thing about the AI sky replacement is that I've seen software like this before. And what they do is they make certain methods that work with certain sky pictures that can replace. Okay. But the AI sky replacement is not sky replacement. Remember, it's AI sky replacement.
Yes.
It does calculate the depth of field. It searches for the edges of the structures and the subject and the sky and help you mask it. That means you can replace anything behind it once it's masked.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to either use your own sky as the background, the sky background, or they actually, if you go to their marketplace, they have a lot of sky packs for different variety and color of sky that you could purchase and not too expensive. You could use that too. So basically, ultimately you can put anything behind your skies because it will kind of able to tell.
Yeah, I mean, the AI masks things, and then you can use that mask pretty much to do anything. And like what Jeremy was alluding to earlier, this is Luminar's Skylum's website again. If you go to the marketplace, whoa! So you go to Luminar, you go down to marketplace here. Wow, their website is giving me a hard time. Oh, there it is. So here's the marketplace. Yeah, you can buy signature looks, you can buy ebooks, you can buy looks, you can buy skies, right? So skies, they're kind of expensive, but I mean, for $25, you get a bunch of skies and you got a variety to choose from.
Well, the reason, do you know why it's expensive? You look at the maker of the skies. They are world-renowned landscape photographers. They go to like exotic locations to get those skies for you, okay? Like Iceland, Greenland, you name it. It's not something that you could go there and take a picture yourself.
Right.
And they're all high-res guys.
Oh my gosh, these are, look at this. Wow. See, this, I mean, the before looks pretty good too, but the after is amazing. And we already touched on this already in our in-depth tutorial videos on how to use it. But you see, when you replace the sky, Luminar is smart because it doesn't just replace the sky. You see how it has an effect? It's called relighting. It actually relights the foreground too, so that the sky...
Yeah, we talk about that in our other video too.
Yeah. So just kind of off topic, but it doesn't just replace the sky, but it actually makes the sky blend into the picture. So yeah, and
it's called relight scenes. So it basically merged the foreground's color balance and exposures with the sky, so it will have a good balance. Rather than it will be much more believable than seeing that we replace the sky, but let's say if it's night scenes and you replace the sky in sunset, it doesn't match. It will do its best to try to match the foreground and the foreground so the whole picture looks more believable.
Yes, absolutely. Wow, this website is giving me such a hard time today. It keeps refreshing. I think it's because I'm running, we're doing this Ecamm Live, this live broadcast, and we're pulling Jeremy in with Skype, and we're doing screen sharing.
Yeah, you're doing a lot, so.
Yeah, I got
people
a lot.
Understand, right? You guys understand this, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, we got so much stuff here. I love their website because it's fun just to play with.
It has a lot of information in there.
There's so much. And like these 1-minute videos are my favorite because you want to see what it can do. You can just check out these 1-minute videos. And I think I just passed. Oh, real estate agents love this too because yes, I should play this video because I think there's a really good reason for real estate agents to buy this because it makes the photos look amazing. Like, look at this. This is a great house, but look at that.
Look at that. Now I want to buy the house.
It's more warm. It's more inviting. And the sky is more dynamic. It's more interesting. I mean, sure, it's not exactly 100% real, but it's still the house, right?
It's showing the potential of the house.
Yes. Yeah, and you can enhance the structure without overdoing things, right? And in this sample, there's no people, but if there was people in this shot too, AI is smart enough to know that all these enhancements shouldn't apply to people and shouldn't apply to skins of people. But yeah, look at that, before and after. Just amazing.
It's kind of give it a sunset vibe so that, they kind of can able to tell what happened during sunset. Would it look good?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much.
Yeah, and it's a homier look. Like, and then this is typically like turning a sad day into a sunny day, because when you're a photographer, you're telling a story, and the sky and the color of your photo provides the image that you need, the feel that you need to tell a story. Look at that. You can see one is like a sad, gloomy day, and one is like a fairy tale. And the amount of effort you have to do to make this result is almost trivial. I mean, some sliders is all you need with this software. Look at that, you add sun rays. Like, how cool is that? And it actually looks realistic. Because again, there's AI. It masks the trees, so it knows how to bounce the rays, right? So it looks 100% believable. It's amazing.
For that type of picture, in a good day, you have to wait till the sun hit the right angle, just be there. Or either you get lucky or you have a lot of patience there. And now you can create your own room.
Yeah, and by the time the sun rays are there, you take the photos, and before you head back to your car, you're probably going to get attacked by mosquitoes because that's when they come out. Yeah. Anyway, we'll jump back to our presentation here. Yes, you can definitely add your own skies, and it's amazing what it can do with skies included. You have, we should also mention that it includes a bunch of skies, and as Luminar upgrades the software, they will have free skies to download, and you can download it from from within the software itself. When new skies are added, you can buy skies for like $25 a pack of skies from renowned, world famous photographers. And of course, you can become your own artist and take your own sky and use that in Luminar 4. So going on to the next slide here. Next question is, does Luminar 4 have presets like Adobe Lightroom? And I think we probably beat this topic to death, right? It has it, but it's called something different and is way better, because presets in Lightroom, I don't even know why people use them. So Jeremy, what's your take on that?
Well, the answer is yes. Luminar, they changed I think they changed the terminology like a few times, but at the end they stick with the term called looks.
Yes.
It's exactly like preset, but it does more than preset. Actually, I would say more and less than a preset. So to analyze that, I think most people will understand how a Lightroom preset works, right? Mm-hmm. So the structure of a Lightroom preset is that you have a bunch of adjustment on your right side, which is your adjustment, exposure, white balance, saturations, highlight, shadow, right? All that. And you have certain setting. Okay, I like this. Let's say if I push the exposure to, let's plus 50 exposures. Let's minus 23 contrast. Let's push the white balance to more like, 6200 Kelvin, Okay, all that. So all that setting can be set as a preset. Now, for that picture, or in this case, for this one picture, might work.
It's got to be like
when
that.
When you apply the same preset onto, let's say, a darker pictures, and brighter pictures, and then I also plus 50 exposure. Now, that will be too bright.
Poof.
Right?
Yes.
So it doesn't work. So Lightroom is based on numbers that you choose to set numbers for the preset. Meaning it's a set number. Okay, remember the keyword is a set number, which applied to next image is always the same numbers. Luminar Look is different. Luminar Look is using the AI's assist in the AI Essence, and when you apply the AI Essence onto the look, which is you save in this preset or the look, we call it, it will recalculate every time you apply this look on a different image. It's not a set number. The AI will calculate how much exposure, how much contrast, how much saturation this picture needs, rather than apply the same number. So with that look, it will always work. And that's why if you go to the look menu, so when you apply Lightroom preset, you're allowed to adjust every single exposure, contrast. That's redundant because the whole point of having reset is you don't have to adjust. You apply
But
most of the time you have to adjust. For Luminar's look, once you apply the look onto the image, they won't give you one slider. From 0 to 100, that's the amount. How much of this effect you want to apply on this image? That's it.
Right.
So ultimately, it does two things. One, it simplifies for you. Second, it won't break the look. Because if you go into Lightroom playing adjust with the exposure, especially with the white balance and contrast and saturation, it will break the original look that you created. Right? Have you had those problems before?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why presets really exist in Lightroom because the way they are applied, they're just a number change, a number offset. You apply it, it's saved to each photo.
This is exactly what I was talking about before mumbling, that photographer always, when they shoot the picture, they shoot the same way, so when they go home, they can apply that preset without adjustment. They limit themselves. So that they can use that preset.
Oh, you're right. That does make sense. That's how they use it, because I never use it, because I don't limit myself to shooting the same photo the same way so that I can use.
If you look at some of those presets, let's say if the preset itself is bright up the picture, they always shoot the picture like 2 stop underexposed, so that when they back home and put it in Lightroom, they will overexpose it for them without blowing out. So they limit themselves on the shooting so that the preset will work for them.
Oh, that makes sense. I've been using the software.
Nobody talks about that because people still want to sell presets.
And presets don't work. They only work when the photo is exactly that way. I don't want to burn, because my mentor sells preset too. So it's probably your mentor probably sells preset too. So let's not go into that topic. But presets were the only way to do it in the past. Preset was the only way you could do it in the past, right? But now with Luminar and AI technology, presets don't even make sense. Like presets in Lightroom don't even make sense, because now we have looks, which are presets that are used in Luminar 4, which smartly applies the look to every photo. That's why they call it the looks, because you apply that same look to every photo. And it's not just a fixed amount of change. It's whatever amount of change necessary to make the photo look all the same and look all amazing. That's what it does. It's amazing. Yeah, I don't know if we have any good demonstration on the website. Do you know? Oh, here's one, like create instant artwork with looks, right? So here, you can change the, can you change the amount here? No, we can't. But like,
no, you can't. But that's what I'm talking about. See what amount, 0 to 100, you can apply how much that effect to affect.
Yes.
So you will retain that look, but it's just being minor or heavy.
Right. Yeah. You can apply it to any photo, and it will look very much the same, so that you have consistency between your photos too. Is this looks too, or what? These?
No, that's a Mac features, like
okay.
different kind of feature to create different effect.
Yeah. So they don't actually have a good example of looks. Like I want to see. I wish I could show a video of them applying looks to like all the photos. Oh, and while we're here, another cool thing I really like is the user guide. Because the user guide is actually something that a lot of people don't realize, but there's so much stuff in there.
They have all the information.
Yeah, they have a lot. And like if you wanted to find like the benefits, the features, and like really see how they do it. Because I thought there was an example of applying looks, which I wish I can find, but I probably can't find, and I'm probably wasting time.
There, but look under Luminar looks. They have a tab. Scroll down. You see Luminar looks.
Oh yeah, but this is not a video, because I was looking for a video. But yeah, pretty much. Oh. Yeah, because a video is so cool because you can batch it. They
see, if you look at them close, if you can able to zoom in one of the pictures.
Yeah.
On the look slider on the bottom, it actually gives you the preview of how the looks will look before you apply to
That's right. Yeah, let's move ourselves from the bottom of the video here, so people can see, right? Yeah, so these are the looks down here, and these are pre-saved looks that you have. And like Jeremy says, they're already pre-applied to a thumbnail. So even without clicking on them, you say, okay, I like this one. You just click on it and it applies. But you don't have to blindly click on each look to see how it looks, because it's part of the thumbnail. It's pretty cool. So let me move us back here, and we'll jump back to the presentation. I think we got a few more questions here and wrapping it up for you guys. So We're on question 8. We got 10 questions, so we're almost done.
Oh God, we answered number 8 already too.
Did we? Oh yeah, what's the difference between Luminar looks and Lightroom preset? We won't go with that because Lightroom presets are a big thumbs down to me because they are a thing of the past. Looks and only Luminar 4 can take advantage of looks is a thing in the future. Again, it applies AI to each photo so they look the same. They don't apply a fixed number, which presets do, because presets never look the same. Yeah. You have to shoot exactly the same for presets to work. Whereas with Luminar
actually,
looks,
I can mention here one thing though.
Yes.
So for the Luminar for looks,
Yes.
you could actually it allows you to save additional image, such as like textures and such, onto the look, meaning the presets.
Yes.
So that texture or the image will also apply to the next image you apply the look to. While this is something that Lightroom cannot do.
Photoshop actions might, but again, now you're dealing with something very complicated and advanced.
Photoshop can, but not with Lightroom.
Yeah. And even with Photoshop, I've used action before and they're cumbersome because when you change different versions of Photoshop and then if you're moving your mouse while you're writing the action because it's doing macro stuff, it gets pretty messy. And it works, but I'm just saying that all that feature, now you can do with Luminar 4 in addition to AI, which you could never do in Photoshop. So it's even better.
In Photoshop, unless you hire a programmer to help you write specific programming for it, that it will work. But how many people are going to do that?
and even if you do that, you don't have the database like Luminar has done with thousands and millions of photos to train the AI, right? Because it's machine learning that now lets the AI know what's the sky, how to crop out the sky, what looks good, what part is skin, what part is nose, what part is mouth, and what looks good. Not only to identify them, but what looks good, like the difference between the background here and the foreground and the color tone, this will look good, right? It's intelligence. And it's virtually impossible to have that in a Photoshop action. And you're talking about a very high-end professional Photoshop application with actions and programming. And you still can't produce what Luminar 4 can produce. And Luminar 4 comes out of the box with these features and costs less than $100, right?
Well, we could still use Photoshop or Lightroom because you could add Luminar 4 as a plugin.
Yes. Yeah, so you
can basically put that benefit into those software, and you don't have to change your workflow.
Yes.
But you added more already.
Yes. I keep forgetting that, yes, they come as a plugin. So like if you're working in Photoshop and you do whatever you want in Photoshop and you want to use Luminar for an effect, you just launch the plugin right from Luminar. It will pull in your image, that current layer, and do whatever you want and push it back as that layer on Photoshop. So, and same with Lightroom or however you want to use it. Or
Lightroom basically create a whole new different virtual image on the side. Okay. So it works.
Yeah.
You can maintain that Lightroom photo management system but enhance the creativity with Luminar 4.
Yeah. So you don't need to change your workflow. You just enhance it.
No.
Love it.
That's the cool thing about it.
Yes. So next question, can Luminar do batch processing? We've answered all these questions, right? Because that's the benefit of the looks, right? Because you can apply...
This is a little bit different. The batch processing is like, there are two type, okay? One is you go into your library and you select a bunch of image together and you sync them. That's one type of batch.
That's what I always consider.
If you go into the file and down there, you could actually go into a bunch of folder and tell them that this folder, I want to process all this with this look.
Ah, yes.
So it will do behind the scenes batch processing.
What? So you don't even need to collect manual. Oh wow, you just mind blown. You can
That's production.
That literally, you can edit your photos while you're sleeping. Because, let's be honest here, it still takes time to process this. So, and if you have 1,000 photos in one folder, if you were to select them all and click individually, it'll still take time. But what Jeremy is saying is, you can say, let's apply this look to every picture in this photo, and then go to sleep. And then wake up in the morning, you open the folder, and all the pictures look amazing, and they all look alike because they apply the same look.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, let's go on to our last question. Is Luminar 4 a good alternative to Adobe Lightroom? And I would say based on everything we talked about, it can enhance your workflow. You can use it with Lightroom, or you can replace it. It can be right in between the benefits of Lightroom and Photoshop with the flexibility and ease that Lightroom has. So you get the flexibility of Photoshop, ease of use of Lightroom with the power of Photoshop in Luminar 4. So it can be used together or standalone. That's my answer. What's your answer, Jeremy?
Well, if you are a Lightroom user yourself right now,
yes.
If you want to enhance your workflow, Luminar 4 is affordable enough that you can actually purchase, and then it will, I can guarantee you that it will enhance your workflow by a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
And if you are not satisfied with the subscription base from Lightroom and you want something else, and Luminar 4 is a standalone program that has everything that Lightroom can do and more. So it even has the libraries, but it's a little bit different than Lightroom. It still had the star system, the color system, grading system, and also the flash system, all that. So all that Lightroom has with the library module, it has. But the more advanced is that the editing module in Luminar 4 is more advanced than Lightroom. So if for editing purposes, I would say Luminar 4 can definitely replace Lightroom. The only thing that Luminar 4 don't have right now, okay, I never said before, never, is that Lightroom, because of Lightroom is actually doing really basic surface editing, it allowed it to create a virtual copy of the image. So by that said, that it could do a virtual catalog, and it could send the catalog to someone else, so someone can open a very small file catalog and see a whole bunch of image, which is all virtual copies, not the actual photos. This is what Lightroom can do. The reason why Lightroom can do because it really do very little to the image. So the virtual copy is actually very tiny. It doesn't do much. But that's for workflow use. At this point, Luminar 4 cannot do that yet because Luminar 4 is still doing pixel edit and is actually working on the actual image rather than the so-called, virtual copy. How much can you do with a virtual copy besides, fussing around with the exposures and white balance and all that, right? So that's the niche about that because it doesn't do much, allow it to do that. If that's what you need, then, if there's services out there like editing service that only help you edit your catalog, not your full, images. So if you need that type of stuff, you will still Lightroom. So I would suggest still get the Lightroom, keep the Lightroom, do that service, and then you get the image back, and you want to play with your creativity or your signature style, play with Luminar to readjust the photo, which very simply that will work. So my suggestion is I think you should keep both just in case. If you are a professional photographer and you're doing as work, you're making money back anyway. So it's investment is expense, so that's not a problem. But if you are just playing around with editings and all that, I would believe Luminar 4 is more than enough for you.
Yes, that's a great answer. And I don't know about the purpose of having a catalog because, like you said, the only reason for using catalogs is if you want...
Only for work, only for outsource work.
Yeah, for outsourcing your work, right?
Outsourcing.
That's the only time I use catalog. And with the looks, I really don't think I need to outsource work because the reason why I had to outsource work before is because I can't apply the same preset to every photo and expect it to look the same. So now with looks, I can probably just select the photo I want, apply the look to all those photos, and there's really very little need for me to outsource. But I guess I haven't used it enough to say that it's true or not.
Okay,
right?
Here's a little tip for wedding photographers if they want to use Luminars to do something. Okay, so if you break it down on a wedding day, wedding day, you have, let's break it down to different categories of timings for the photos, which have similar lightings and setup. The bride getting ready. Yes. The groom getting ready. Yes. And I will break down all the bridal outdoor look. Yeah. The ceremony capturing look. Yes. And then you have your banquet, which is probably most like sometimes indoor. And then there's nighttime. So basically you have 6 categories for making. So it's not too hard to make 6 looks. Yeah. For each. So when you go into your library module in Luminar 4, you basically categorize all the different lighting looks, okay?
Yes.
And then you select all that and apply the look onto that, apply the look. So you only had to basically identify the timing and the lighting,
yes,
and then basically do 6 times of batching,
yes,
and you're done.
Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, to be faithfully and truthfully honest, I haven't done it before, so that's why I couldn't say that's how you do it, but it sounds, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to try.
You only have to set it up in the beginning one time.
Yes.
And afterwards, every single time you do the same thing, and then you're done.
Dude, this software is going to put post-processing services out of business.
Oh, that sucks.
Because I know a side story is that you're working on one, but we won't get into that. It's just what you guys need to take out of this is that Luminar is amazing. It, based on what we talked about, plus all the questions and answers that we've answered here, it for the price, like you don't even need to replace Lightroom. Just buy it and see how you like it. If it doesn't work, I'm sure you're still gonna have a lot of fun using it.
Oh, they have a money guarantee. You can try it out.
Do they have a money guarantee?
They do. They do have money guarantee. You go to the website, check it out.
What? Okay, let's check this out because I'm curious. I already purchased it because I love this software. But where is their money warranty? So like, if I go back to their homepage, let's click.
I forgot where, but I'm pretty sure they have it.
Yeah, let's go to their Buy It Now. They're probably under the Buy It Now. They'll, if it's not here, then it might be in like the FAQ. Oh, hey, I'm applying some discounts. If the link below is for Amazon pricing. But if for some reason the Amazon pricing is more than the price you see here, go ahead and email us. Where's our
Oh no,
email?
this is the Earth Day sale, dude.
Oh, this is the Earth Day sale. All right, yeah. So here's a 30-day money back guarantee that Jeremy talked about.
Hey.
If you guys see it, let me move our picture so that you can see it better. There we go. See, 30-day money back guarantee. So we're so confident. We don't think you need it. They're so confident. They don't think you're going to use it. That's why 30-day money-back guarantee there. But what do you have to lose? Purchase the software, give it a try in 30 days. If you don't like it, you get all your money back. Plus, you know what Luminar can do. You've tried it. You can even make great photos with it. Luminar doesn't care because they know you're going to love it. And that's why it's 30-day money-back guarantee. That, in a nutshell, is Luminar 4. So that is our question and answer. We hope you guys had a lot of fun listening to us, or we hope that answers a lot of your questions. If you have more questions, let us know. If you're looking for promotions that you don't find, let us know. I think, what was our website, our email? Save money, right? Save money.
Do we have a page?
Right now we don't have any coupons. Otherwise, we'd tell you the coupons.
Oh, yeah.
But there is no coupons. The link on Amazon is probably the best place to buy it. But if you want, email us at savemoney@pixelestablish.com. And if there's any discounts, any coupon codes we can let you know, we'll be happy to share it because we think you should definitely get it. And hey, you can even buy it now, and because there's 30 days guarantee. If a coupon comes up, we'll let you know. So buy it, drop us an email, and then we'll let you know if there's discount within 30 days. You could. I shouldn't say this because legally, like I shouldn't say this.
You would not be disappointed.
Yeah, you can't be disappointed. But if you're like penny pinching and you really want to try for 30 days, try for 30 days and cancel. And then when there's a discount, we'll email you. Just make sure you email us first at savemoney@pixelestablish.com, and then you'll have a coupon and you can buy it and you'll have it forever. You'll love it, I think.
Yes. You own it. Yes. You don't subscribe it, you own it.
And you still get updates because as long as Luminar 4 is their main software, until they go to Luminar 5, which we don't know if there ever will be because they keep improving Luminar 4 and it's all included in that one purchase. So yeah, if you guys have questions, let us know. But other than that, Jeremy, anything else to add?
Seriously, try it. I mean, you won't be disappointed. I mean, I've been using Photoshop for the past 15 years, and I got stuck with Photoshop. When Lightroom introduced, I can't even move to Lightroom. But when this software, Luminar 4, comes out, actually Luminar 3, and then now 4, I'm really impressed with what they do. At first, I was skeptical about how the AI can replace me as a retoucher, but then now I feel like it's not replacing me, it's replacing all the groundwork. I mean, before I spent a lot of time to create one amazing image. Right now, I still could do amazing image, but with less time because of the software. And if you're a beginner, even better. It will shorten your learning curve by this much.
Yes.
If you are doing, professional work, it will shorten your time by this much. You can spend more time doing your own personal stuff or with your family, even better.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's like under $100. It's a really well investment. Try it, give it a try. If you're not like it, they got a 30-day guarantee. So why not, right?
Yes.
No risk.
Yeah, you said it best. Like for me, like I think it's worth it just to have it because even if it's not my style, I can try it on a couple of photos and I can show my client. If they like it, that's a plus, a win-win. Like you can't go wrong. Like if you're in a business of making money, then it will pay for itself in a split second because it's so cheap. You can't even buy a lens or a camera accessory for under $100, right? And this can change.
Not anymore.
This can transform your photography to the next level. And again, this is even for a professional. But if you're a consumer and you take pictures on your cell phone, this is amazing too because then you can.
I mean, imagine those like those Canons and Nikon like 51.8. They're like what?
They're $100, $120 now.
You paid $100 by the lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a little bit softer depth of field than your normal 24-70 2.8.
Right.
But that's only depth of field.
Yeah.
You use this $100 and buy the software, you could replace the sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's much more investment than that.
There's not much more to say. I think we kind of beat the horse to death.
I know
it's a great software, and we're not saying this because you know. You can click the link on Amazon, buy it, but you know we're not saying it for our own benefit. We want to just share the knowledge. We want you guys to really try it out, and because there's a 30-day guarantee, there's no harm. You will enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy it, get your money back. You still have the.
I have one reason that I want to share all this joy of this software because I would love to see amazing image all over Google.
Yeah.
Not the same type of like onesie, all the looks the same image. I want to see different amazing image all over Google. That's my goal. Yeah. And I really believe that Luminar 4 can help everybody achieve that.
Yeah, it's gonna level up everyone's game to the next level. But yeah, I think we rambled enough about all these questions and answers and all the features. Check out the link below. We also have some cameras down there. Those are the cameras that I use. I use a Canon M50 when I'm out shooting. Sometimes I use my more Pro 1DX Mark II, but the Canon M50 is a great one to get you started. Also, the Canon M6 Mark II is down there too. It's a little bit more expensive. It's got a lot of newer features. It's definitely the one I want to get for a real good budget camera that can do video, that can take amazing photos, that will really go well with a software like Luminar 4. But again, you don't need any of these cameras. You can just use your pictures throughout your cell phone and still do all these amazing results with it. And the other two cameras down there are Fuji cameras, the X-T3 and the X-T4. And Jeremy
That's my camera.
Yeah, Jeremy uses X-T3. So you want to say anything about that, Jeremy?
I've been doing photography for a long time, to be honest. I got jaded by, taking picture with a camera. And believe it or not, when I pick up the X-T3 the first time and playing around with it, I start enjoying taking pictures again because I feel like I'm actually taking pictures. I don't know if you feel the same thing because back then and in between all the time, it's just taking picture with a digital camera is not the same as like taking a photograph.
Oh, you're
but
right.
But when I'm picking up X-T3, I feel like I'm actually becoming a photographer again. The virtual, it looks stylish.
Yes.
And all the control is outside.
Yeah.
Right. And basically all the feature that I need is within there.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking pictures again. So I really enjoy it. And I'm about to upgrade to the X-T4 because the X-T3 do not have the in-camera stabilizers.
That's amazing.
Back with like the previous brand that I play with, the stabilizer, the IBIS, is actually kind of spoiled me a little bit.
Yeah.
So knowing that the X-T4 has everything that X-T3 has plus the IBIS, and I just want to get it.
Yeah, that's a great camera. And in fact, as a hardcore Canon shooter for over 10 years, I've used nothing but Canon. I would say right now, at this current age and time, if you want a good camera that does good video, the X-T4 is actually where it's at.
Oh yeah, X-T4 is amazing.
The image stabilization. But as soon as Canon comes out with the R5, it's going to be a different story. So
it's one of those games. Someone come up with this good camera, and then the brand come in, then I bet I want to just keep climbing up. It's a never-ending story.
But at this point in time, if you're not glued to any brand, X-T4 is the way to go, especially if you're doing videos. But anyway, we digress. from Luminar 4. Get yourself a copy of Luminar 4, link down below.
Yes.
Under $100,
Give it a try.
it will change your photography. 30-day money back guarantee for the manufacturer. You can't go wrong. We thank you guys for watching. We thank you guys for your time. We hope you find this helpful. If you want to see more videos like this or content like this or tutorials on how to use Luminar 4, all on our website. We even have a 3-hour masterclass on Jeremy explaining how he does photography. Everything from posing the couple to telling the story to scouting the location or lack of, but also traveling and everything about photography that he's learned in over 15 years. And he's explaining everything. He normally charges a ton of money in WPPI workshop, like over $400 for these workshops. Is that right, Jeremy?
I forgot.
Whatever. It's all free on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/pixelstabbers. And go there, have fun. But before you do that, click on the link below, buy Luminar 4, and have yourself a great time. Anyway, we are signing out. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys later. Take care,
Thank
and
you guys. Thanks
have
for
a great
watching.
day. Have a great
Bye-bye.
evening. See ya. Bye. And we are going to sign out in 3, 2, 1. And it's still counting down, so I don't know when we're out. Adios. We're done.
Bye.
Bye.